it's 7:02. We'll start. Marianne is not joining us this month. I believe she's out of town, and she will more than likely be not joining us again. She's moving. And the guidance that I have been given from Ian is that by moving, she's out of Bristol, she will no longer be eligible to be on the board. So in the meantime, well, I'll deal with issues of the board later as we roll through the I'm just going to check our folder for a second here. Meeting minutes. And so right now, first item on the agenda is approval of the meeting minutes from the July 27th meeting. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
And a second? Kevin, I'll take the nod as an approval. Okay.
I second that.
Tremendous. Thank you very much. Second item is public forum. Recent for the most part, these last few meetings, public forum, we've been kind of jumping into matters of the moment. I don't believe we've had a member of the public outside of the board on one of these calls in 3 or 4 months. But if anybody has anything they want to discuss outside of, say, quarterly initiatives, and we've obviously got the other business agenda item to cover some of the updates that I've got on my end. The floor is yours.
All set.
All right, so we'll jump into quarterly initiatives. As mentioned on the last meeting, we remain at a deficit when it comes to a quorum. So moving forward, quarterly initiatives to a vote so that we can bring them in front of the select board is a challenge. I'll give an update on solutions to that when we get to other business, but the few that we have discussed informally certainly are guidance to the select board on assisted crosswalks, as well as looking at Mountain Street as the next street we investigate for work of some kind of an audit. This is probably as good of a time as any to note that I have reached out to Local Motion, to our contact there, Susan. She had previously mentioned many times that Local Motion is there as a resource for us to use as we might see fit. And so I've asked her to, if Local Motion would be willing to run a survey for us of starting with pedestrian and running participation here in the village as well as in Bristol, and just getting basic information on that. How often do you walk? How long? What's the average length? What streets do you typically frequent? That thing, so that we can have a little bit of an objective set of data for initiatives down the road, coming out of the select board meeting where we presented the Pine Street, the Pine Street suggestion. I came away thinking, well, short of, we do need data, but short of sitting on every single street for a week, for 8 to 12 hours a day for a week, to gain some degree of data on those things, how can we gather it? So I thought, well, I'll go to Local Motion and see if they can run a survey of the population here. So I'm waiting to hear back from Susan, but hopefully they'll be able to help us out in that. I wanted to go to a third party first, so that we can eliminate any question of bias in the survey, especially processing the results of it. So I will let you all know when I hear back from that. But I think having that kind of data, along with some of the other data that we've gathered, will help with anything that we're putting in front of the select board. Kevin, I don't believe you were on the last call, but one of the other things that I mentioned was that after the select board meeting, I wanted to go back and potentially represent to them their initial idea for Pine Street, which they told us to put on hold. That was the advisory lane thing. I think after hearing their comments and why they're taking the advice that we gave them at the pace they're taking it at, I feel like their initial gut of the advisory lanes is actually the right way to go, rather than the stop sign thing, which is what they asked us to do and what we put the proposal for. So hopefully by the next meeting, we can have a quorum there and vote on that. I say that short of Ian giving us advice on how to move forward with that in some other way. So we'll move on to other business. I've only got one topic. I'll just jump into it right out of the gate, and then you two can jump in with anything you have. So having Marianne reached out to me at the beginning of the month, at the beginning of August, and apprised me of the situation that she was moving. Ian gave me guidance that I'm waiting for the town clerk to just confirm, but like I said, all signs point to us being down yet another board member. So in the meantime, I've gone back out to the people that I had talked to previously, as well as going out to a couple people as well. Even today at noon, I spoke with one of them. I have at least 2 confirmed yeses now for people who want to join the board, and names that I can give to Valerie, and she can set up interviews with the select board and those people. That makes us, I believe, short only one. And I've got a new person, 2 of the people that I had added 2 people to the mix in addition to the 2 people that I had previously reached out to. One of those people confirmed yes that they want to be involved, and I've also got another person as well interested, but they're not a confirmed yes. I am hoping within the next week I can nudge them to be a confirmed yes. But as of Monday, or as of the end of this week, if not Monday, I'll submit those names to Valerie so that process can move forward. Because with Marianne gone, that obviously makes us quorumless, regardless of how many people show up for these calls. So the floor, Tanya and Kevin, the floor is yours. Kevin, I know, welcome back. I know you're probably, now we're coming into your busy time of the year, I assume. But the floor is yours. Does anybody have anything else to discuss?
No, that's awesome that you have 2 people. Should we also post again on Front Porch Forum to see if there's anyone else before we try to put people through, to see if there's anyone else to join this? I'm sure it's easy to do all at once.
That's a good idea, Tanya. Give me a day or 2 to confirm or unconfirm that this last person is interested, and then I think we should move forward with that if this person doesn't confirm.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes absolute sense in this case. And then I think the other thing that I'm considering doing, I did this many moons ago, but is to re-query the board as it sits right now and say, okay, is there a better day for these meetings so that we get full attendance from them? I think as we move into the fall, it's a fine time to revisit these dates and say, okay, what's going to work for everyone, so that we can move some of this stuff forward.
Sure.
Okay. With that motion to, unless anybody has anything else, seeking a motion to adjourn.
All right, motion to adjourn.
Okay, a second.
I'll second that.
Look at that. Boom, we're done. 11 minutes full. So that's great. I will forward any information I get from Local Motion. I've also got some other things that I can forward to everybody too, just some stuff that's been going on in the background. I'll put those documents on the share, and we can move forward. All right.
And yeah, feel free to holler if there's anything, we can actively do. I feel a little like useless-ish.
I feel I'm energized that these people confirmed that
Yeah.
they want to be a part of this, and I'm hoping that we've got a full month in front of us to get them confirmed by the select board, which if that happens in short order, we can start doing things via email that can set things in motion for when we do meet at the end of September, and then hopefully just we're off and running from that point on.
Cool.
All right. It's great seeing you both. Happy fall, happy almost fall, happy school's back in session. Everybody watch the kids on the road, and that's about it.
All right.
Thanks, everyone. You too.